Mr. Bias, you had had several drinks, you had smoked marijuana, the TV was playing, the jukebox was playing, you were in a room full of noisy video games and pinball machines, you had your eyes closed, sometimes, and you were being assaulted. Now, given these conditions, can you truly say how many voices you heard and where those voices were coming from?
No.
Is it fair to say, then, that you can't tell us who applauded or who shouted? Is that fair?
A judge just dismissed charges against a Virginia man accused of taking photos up women's skirts at the Lincoln Memorial. The judge ruled, quote, "This court finds that no individual clothed and positioned in such a manner in a public area in broad daylight in the presence of countless other individuals could have a reasonable expectation of privacy." So should women have an expectation of privacy? And was this the right ruling? Here to debate, former prosecutor Jonna Spilbor and defense attorney Evangeline Gomez. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
John, let's start with you. Right or wrong? Judge crazy or judge sane? What's going on here?
Judge is insane, and I'm laughing because this is so ludicrous. Basically, what this judge did, and ironically, she's a woman, she basically said that a woman's private parts will become public property by virtue of a wardrobe malfunction. That is so wrong. And what a punch in the face to women everywhere for that.
Well, Evangeline, what do you say? This is a fellow that was locked up for attempted voyeurism. And also resisting arrest. But the judge says, I'm throwing this out. Right or wrong?
Well, she's throwing it out because she can make up the facts. There were certain facts in this case, and she's applying the law of the facts. Look, being a judge is not a popularity contest. You know that. I know that. Jonna knows that. Yeah. And so she has to think about what are the facts here and how do I apply the law? This was not a situation of upskirting. These women made a conscious choice, as the judge pointed out in her decision, to wear certain clothes that day, and some of their body parts were in the public domain. So
but isn't that the old thing that used to go on when women were sexually assaulted or raped? They're saying, well, they were dressing in a certain way, and if they're dressing in a certain way, you get what happens as a result. It was wrong. It's totally wrong as a matter of fact in law. But are we doing the same thing here? They say, well, you know, it's there to be seen, so he took a picture of it.
Right, blaming the victim. And by the way, this guy knew he was doing something wrong because when the police approached him, he tried to hide the camera, he tried to run away. Look, you know, there are just certain body parts that automatically have an expectation of privacy attached to them. A woman's hoo-ha happens to be one of those. I don't care if it's accidentally exposed. I don't care if, you know, her shirt is a little too low. That doesn't give every creeper in the world the right to photograph it, because then what? He owns those photographs.
This guy a creeper or a paparazzi? Is he a pervert or is he just a journalist?
Well, the judge was clear. He was absolutely wrong in doing this. This is socially condemnable, okay? This is behavior that was disgusting.
Wrong, but not criminally disgusting.
But exactly. There are laws. And if you have an issue, it's not the judge's fault. Go back to the lawmakers who wrote the law and left certain words out and didn't criminalize certain behaviors. And that's the issue
So
here.
the lesson here and the issue is if you're going to the Lincoln Memorial or the Washington Monument, beware.
No,
because
wear
if
pants.
someone's taking pictures of you.
She's saying, hey, think about what you're wearing and think about what you're exposing if you're a person,
last
woman
question.
or man.
Shouldn't, when you wear a skirt, isn't that a reasonable expectation of privacy? Yes or no?
If you have body parts hanging out, there's no reasonable expectation of privacy if it's in public domain.
Two brilliant lawyers. Smart debate. Coming up, a Fox News.